Hi, welcome to the Creation Speaks podcast by Sean Brown. In this podcast series, my heart is to encourage and help others become more, to challenge you to grow, to reach for those dreams that you might have, to overcome that addiction, to just help with the daily grind. Sometimes life can seem monotonous, but I want to remind you that God is at work and that we're also told that we're His workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. So together, I hope we discover more of, one, the heart of God and His heart towards us. Enjoy. Hello, this is Sean with Creation Speaks, and I'm so glad that you could join with me today. Do you ever have those moments when maybe you started the day and it's going great? Things are looking good, you feel good, you've got a song in your heart. But then something little pops into your life, something negative. Maybe someone cut you off, or maybe someone said something at work that kind of threw you in a tailspin. Maybe I don't know, whatever it is, those little things that pop into your life. Someone upset you. Or all of a sudden you started thinking about that deadline and now you're feeling anxious about it. Whatever it might be, and maybe you're experiencing that today. Maybe you started off well, but then something, and it could be just the littlest thing, popped into your life, and then now all of a sudden you're completely thrown off. You're bummed out, you're depressed, or you're angry, but it was going so well. Well, you know, it's the little things, really. That's what throws us off. You know, it's interesting, I just had a kidney stone, and I will tell you what, those things hurt. I don't wish it on anybody, but it's such a small thing. And it's weird how such little things can cause such trauma in our lives. You know, there's an interesting verse in the Song of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 15, and it says, "The foxes, catch the foxes, the little foxes that spoil the vines, for our vines have tender grapes." And so the picture here is there's a vineyard, and the grapes, you know, they're fresh grapes growing out on the vines, but then the foxes come in and they destroy the vineyard. And so they're saying, catch them. And I think sometimes we have to catch our thoughts. When we get cut off, we have a split second when that thought, and we can bring it captive, or we can let it run its course, and it takes us down a course that we wish we never would have. Maybe we lash out. Maybe we say something that we regret later. Or maybe we don't have any external sign, but inside you went from being joyful and the rest of your day you're just depressed, or you're feeling anxious, or whatever it might be, you're dealing with it. And it started with a little pesky fox. Something small, something that really, in the light of all the good things that are going on in your life, all the blessings that we might have, or whatever it might be, just something little small just threw you off. In Galatians 5:22, it says the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, longsuffering, kindness, goodness, and faithfulness. And those little foxes like to come and try to destroy that fruit. And it might be something little. So how do you, when those moments come, you know, how do you kind of have victory over that? How do you make your way through that? I think in that split second, you need to bring that to the Lord. And you do kind of have a choice. You know, it's like when you have a conflict with somebody. You have a choice. Am I going to hold a grudge? And am I going to pout about it? Or am I going to just, you know what? I'm bringing it to you, God, and talk to the Lord about it. I mean, it doesn't mean that we ignore things. We do pray about it. But we don't have to let it eat us up and ruin that joy that's in our life that day. In Philippians chapter 4, verse 8 through 9, it says, "Finally, brethren, whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of good report, if there's any virtue, and if there's anything praiseworthy, meditate on these things." What is it that you're dwelling upon? Is it that thing that popped into your life? Maybe it was this morning and you're still bent out of shape because you're just dwelling on that. Well, it says, "The things which you learned and received and heard and saw in me, these do, and the God of peace will be with you." Life can be difficult, and a good day can quickly turn around. But I think you can redeem that, or I should say the Lord can, and catch those thoughts. When those little things pop into your life, when you get cut off, or maybe you broke a glass on mistake, and it was going well, and then you did something clumsy, and now you're just bummed out. Well, when those moments happen, bring those thoughts captive. Catch those foxes before they wreak havoc in your life, and bring them to the Lord. Talk to Him. Ask Him for help. You can be honest with God. He invites us to draw near to Him. He invites us to come into His presence and let our requests be made known. I mean, He knows when we're bent out of shape, and He's not like, well, you get things straightened up and then you come to me. No, He says you come just as you are. And so, remember that when you're starting the day. You know what? There's going to be foxes that may come in to your life and try to wreak havoc on your joy, on your peace. And you know what? And it happens a lot. A good day can quickly turn around. So catch those things before they wreak havoc. Bring them to the Lord. Ask God for His help. And let the peace of God, instead of trying to manage the situation yourself, take it to the Lord. Cast your cares upon Him because He cares for you. And just say, God, I was doing well, and all of a sudden the situation took place, and I really want to be angry and lash out, but God, I don't want to do that. I want you to rule my heart. And so I think just be aware, catch those little foxes that come in and try to spoil that fruit in your life, that joy, that peace. And, it's a daily thing. And I know that God can help you, and He will do a neat work in you. So maybe you're there today. Find encouragement in the Lord. Bring those thoughts captive to Him and allow Him to work in those situations, instead of just letting the anger or the frustration or the depression or anxiety to just fester and run amok. Catch it, and then let God rule your heart and help you through that situation. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed and found some encouragement in this. And if you want more, head over to creationspeaks.com, and also shoot me an email and let me know your thoughts, what you think, what you want to, if you want to chat or whatever, shoot me a line. And anyway, talk to you later. Thanks for joining. Well, thank you again for tuning in to this episode on Creation Speaks podcast. If you want more podcasts and devotions, head on over to our website, creationspeaks.com. And there I do a lot of writing. I post audio and video. And then I also do some of my woodworking. So a great way to support this is I do handmade wooden pens, coffee scoops, and other items. And, I enjoy making things, sharing, And I hope through it all that you might find some encouragement and know that you're created in the image of God. As a believer, you've been redeemed and God started to work in you. And I hope together we can grow together. Again, thanks again, and talk to you next time.